Hello, gamers. How are we? Funky stuff today. uh, hello. Hi, I see you all. And Olive, thank you for the hydrate and the posture check. I saw those and I am doing them now. Got some funky things today. Please be aware that there is a potential trigger warning in place. Just in case, it's not guaranteed, but it is possible that they could be getting into some pretty serious topics, so I want to make sure that you guys are prepared for that. But a little recap. Last time we saw Percy, he got into a little bit of a bitch fit with Reyna about going to get information from Asher. And since then, off stream, he has reached out to Asher and requested to meet him. And hopefully he shows up. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright. I don't really fucking want this shit. Maybe I'll see if he does. Because I fucking don't. I don't really want any of this shit, but... I need to get these guys' name tags. Hey. I said I would be at the Guardian farm, so... Do I have everything? I've got my armor. Oh, I should... No, that's fine. That's fine. I have my totem. I've got my notes. I've got everything. I have everything I need. Okay. I'm gonna go to the Guardian farm. Oh, it is broad daylight. It is broad daylight, huh? Oh. Oh dear. Well, there's places to hang out without the sun. The jumping around and dying, I love it. Alright, Okay. It's cool. It's cool. Nothing crazy about this at all. Just, you know, leaders meeting leaders. People meeting people. I've met him before. Why am I... Granted, I didn't know it was him before. I just hope he shows up. Okay. What am I gonna say? What am I gonna say? I definitely want to apologize on Reyna's behalf. It's fine. It's no big deal. We are just meeting. It's just Asher. It's just Asher. It's just Asher. No, I'm not saying that. What? No. He didn't even really hurt her. He just had a talk, I guess. But Lord knows how that actually went. Maybe I'll ask him about that because Raina was very cryptic about that. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Oh, it's fine. Just fly in circles for a minute. Hi.
Hello.
What's up?
You called me here.
I did do that. That is correct. It's been a little bit, huh?
That it has.
I believe last time we spoke one on one, you were going under what was it? Achilles?
Ah, yes. We haven't spoken since then.
Well, other than at the masquerade, but you know.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily call that speaking. That was a bit brief. It was a bold move to leave a note on my house and call me out,
I'm a bold person.
as I've seen.
As you've seen, you've been watching me then.
It'd be quite stupid to not keep an eye on the other leaders,
Well,
as would you.
that we can agree on.
Hmm.
Yeah, they're dropping lots of little crystals things.
You can thank the wizards for that. That was their doing.
Mm,
I created the funnel, but they created the ritual
mm.
later on. Don't know where they found it either. Just appeared here one day.
Well, it's pretty.
That it is. Was created to be neutral territory for everyone. It was meant to be a peaceful place. It's a bit overgrown, I will say.
Someone just needs to come in with a good old pair of shears.
Hmm. It's not exactly a well kept area.
Well, maybe that can be changed.
Did you call me out here to admire the beauty of the farm, or was there something you wanted?
My sister
Hmm.
is not the most socially adept.
I've noticed.
Apparently, she came and visited you?
She did.
How did that go?
Your sister is not exactly notoriously good at concealing her intentions.
No, I figured as much.
No, she did not admit to anything. It is fairly obvious that she had some sort of motive.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't happen to be the one who put her up to that, would you?
Absolutely not.
No. I mean, sister, vampire prince coming to get information, trying to be subtle about it.
You think that I would put my own sister's life at risk?
I don't know how birds function. That's fairly normal in vampire culture.
Oh, well, there seems to be a bit of a discrepancy there because no, I did not, in fact. Though I know who did, and I'm not happy about it.
Care to share?
I don't believe that's my place.
No? Well, I suppose it never was said that we had to stop other people from coming after the other leaders, so fair enough.
I don't know if coming after is the right word.
Half the world wants me dead. It wouldn't exactly be a surprise if someone were up to foul intentions.
Mm. Well, I for one don't want you dead. I don't mind you.
Oh, interesting.
You're just a person who lied to me once. That's it.
Well, I didn't exactly lie.
You just didn't tell the whole truth.
Exactly.
To be fair,
There is a difference.
to be completely fair, I also allowed it to happen.
I knew you knew something was up, but frankly, Achilles is a name that I have used for a long time, so.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I did bring things. Every so often, we get vampires in our territory that are not of right mind.
Heretics.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And I get those, and I would like to not keep them. So I don't know if you can do anything with them, but I don't want them.
Oh, they're used for some of our rituals.
Hmm, good to know. But
Is
yeah,
that all you called me here for, to give me some vampire blood?
no. If you recall, we were speaking about a topic.
Whoever sent your sister after me?
Mm.
But you don't want to touch on that.
All I can say is it was not one of mine.
Oh, no. Reyna is a bounty hunter, right?
Of sorts.
Hmm.
Her license is
Oh,
technical.
technical because it must be sanctioned.
Technical because it must be sanctioned, and also because I'm the one who wrote it, and apparently I need to make edits to it.
Hmm.
Because apparently I wasn't specific enough that you're not supposed to seek information from, you know, the fucking guy who wrote the treaty. Like,
Hmm. I wouldn't
or
do anything to
or
Reyna.
hold a sword to the fucking mother of all magic's neck. Like, that's not.
Oh, yeah. I heard about that.
Ugh.
Paris was not happy. I'd be more worried about Paris than me,
Ugh.
frankly.
Well, Paris has forgiven me.
Yeah, I don't care to do anything to harm Reyna,
Mm.
because I'm not going to be the one to break the treaty, so.
You're not going to be the one to break it, so who do you think will be?
Well, I'm sure you have guesses,
Mm.
and I'm sure it's not the vampires if you are as smart as you act.
You never know. But I don't think so.
You don't think it'll be the vampires?
Mm-mm.
Who do you think? I'll tell you my guess if you tell me yours.
What is this? Some kind of information trade?
You called me here with questions. I'm posing one of my own.
I did tell you to bring your own as well. Um, I don't think it'll be the vampires, and I don't think it'll be us. I think it will be probably everyone fears it, what will happen.
Mm,
I think it will probably be an accident of some sort.
I don't.
No?
No. No, I don't think it will be an accident. I think that the entire rest of the world turned the vampires into the boogeymen, and I think someone is going to act on those fears.
So you think it'll be the hunters?
Hunters, hunter associates, hunters in training, somewhere in there.
Fair enough. That's a fair enough thought.
I mean, bounties are sanctioned, but that doesn't mean that all of us have one on our head.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yours is quite large. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I am the eldest. It makes sense.
The
And
eldest.
they tried to kill me and failed, so I'm sure they don't like that stain on their record.
Is that the only reason why your bounty is so high, or is there another reason?
Why my bounty is so high.
Mm-hmm.
You're posing a question to me, but it sounds like you already have an assumption.
I do.
Oh, care to share?
I think you were involved in the original war in a different way than just writing the treaty.
That is my main role,
What, writing the
and
treaty?
and the guy who killed the king,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. What are your assumptions? What are you proposing
I just think it's an
on
awful.
your podium?
My podium. Jesus. I just think it's quite the coincidence that you are of the same age and description as the supposed king's general.
The king's general.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't he supposedly die back in the war?
Supposedly.
And I just magically appeared.
Didn't you also supposedly die after the war?
That I did. Technically, in most history books, I've died twice.
Mm.
Well, 3 times if you count the turning, but I don't really count that.
Mm. So I was correct then.
General is a figure who died a long time ago, who doesn't exist anymore,
Mm.
but you would not be incorrect in assuming what you are.
I wasn't assuming anything.
Hmm. Then why'd you ask?
Curiosity.
To see if I would admit it.
Mm-hmm.
Most people think the same as you. They're just too afraid to ask.
Yeah, well, like you said, I'm bold.
That you are. Or stupid, or both.
Well, I'm also walking around without my armor, and you have all of your stuff on.
You invited me to neutral territory when tensions are high. And frankly, I did not trust your intentions, seeing as the last time we spoke, my identity was revealed, and also your sister was interrogating me in my own home. Does that clarify your point?
It does. As much as I would hate to admit it, her actions unfortunately do tie back to me. and she has a hard time grasping that concept.
Kids.
Truly. Only 3 years younger, and still so much to learn. Though I suppose that's due to stunted growth more than anything else.
What are you? 20? 22?
21.
21?
A child
You're not
compared to
much.
you, I'm sure.
Even by bird standards, you're not much more than a child.
Mm. Well, I was the youngest ever elected, so.
Mm,
I keep hearing them hit the floor and getting startled.
they're quite annoying.
They are quite annoying.
I think you can't hear them in the geode.
And it's dry in there. And when the
And
sun comes out, you won't be able to get got by the sun.
caught on fire again.
Again?
Every time anyone invites me out of the vampire territory, they always invite me out during the day, and there is never any shade, and it is frankly exhausting.
Mm. Well, I tried to pick a spot that, has at least some.
Not much, but some.
Enough.
More than I can say for Paris.
For Paris?
Hmm.
What happened with Paris?
She just likes to drag me out during the day when I am notably supposed to be asleep.
Of course.
You are a very strange prefect.
Me? Strange? You compliment me. You flatter me.
Oh, shut. You are far too young.
Far too young? You gave me green pumpkin, don't you remember?
I do.
And a whole bouquet of vampire orchids, which, by the way, are sitting beautifully on my windowsill.
Hmm. They do have a little bit of creepy eyes. I did not lie about that.
I like them. Then again,
Yeah, you are.
I was always drawn to the morbid.
Hmm. You are a weird prefect, that's for sure, and I have met many prefects over my years.
I'm glad to know you can still be surprised.
It's not exactly that.
So what is it?
I'm trying to find the way to say this in the most polite way possible for normal standards.
You don't have to sugarcoat anything.
You smell wrong.
I smell wrong? How do I smell wrong?
Your blood smells wrong.
Yeah.
Strange. And I can't place my finger on why. Because it's not quite the same as the hunters, because they have garlic in their veins.
Not quite the same as the other prefects either, I imagine.
No, but they also were strange, though it was better assessment.
Mm.
Depending on how early I met a prefect, I could tell things here and there.
Do you have a question, or are you just dancing?
A lot of new prefects vaguely smell of vampires, and it seems a little curious that you also smell wrong.
Mm.
Not that you would be doing anything chaotic with vampire blood.
Vampire blood, no. Venom, on the other hand. It's not something I can speak openly about. Because, as I'm sure you understand, we are very secretive about our trading.
They cured you, didn't they?
I cannot be affected by vampire venom.
Uh-huh. Anymore.
Not anymore.
Hmm. Well, that must have sucked.
Hmm. It sucked even worse when they left me there for 23 hours with it in my veins.
Hmm. Very nearly then.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably why you smell so incorrect.
Thank you. I will continue to take that as a compliment.
I mean, hey, in another life, you might have been one of my citizens.
What a
They had
nightmare.
forgotten.
What a nightmare.
A nightmare.
A nightmare.
How rude.
How rude. You just told me I smell wrong.
You do.
No, but
Listen, when
I quite prefer my life in the capital to anything else.
hmm, I think most people prefer the life they had or have. Feel as if that's a normal sentiment for you humanican folks.
But yeah, being honest, I wasn't actually sure about the whole immunization thing until someone bit me and I didn't.
Someone bit you.
Mm-hmm.
Who bit you? Who's going around biting bird prefects?
To be fair, he didn't know that I was the prefect.
He didn't know?
Kaza.
Kaza bit you.
Mm-hmm.
Why did he bite you?
I think it was more of a joke thing.
He still bit you.
Yeah, I didn't hold it against him though.
God, that fucking kid. I can't let him out anywhere.
Well, that's how I feel about Reyna, so.
Yeah, kids. Great. That's going on the list.
Pike the other day too, but I invited Pike, so.
Why are you? Oh my.
I was proving a
I
point.
I don't I don't think I want to know. That's Pike.
That's Pike.
That's Pike. I'm frankly, it's Pike. I'm not gonna ask any more questions.
What's wrong about Pike?
Nothing's wrong about Pike.
Yeah, well, you had quite the tone shift when I mentioned them.
Hmm. Prince doesn't have to like all his subjects equally,
Hmm,
and Pike is frankly a horrible influence.
fair enough.
What are you're hanging out with Pike? Oh my. Does that mean you were
I
the
wasn't hanging
vampire?
out with Pike.
Uh-huh.
Pike and Synth asked Dawn, who is one of mine, to
Yeah.
come to their manor.
Okay.
And the way that Synth framed the message seemed very suspicious, even though I don't think he meant it that way. And Dawn has anxiety, so Dawn asked
Hmm.
me to go with.
So Dawn was scared of the vampires and brought the bird guard.
Mm-hmm. And another vampire, one of Wolfgang. Wolfgang.
Oh. Yeah, the Trouble Trio. Fantastic.
The
I'm
Trouble
glad that
Trio.
you're surrounding yourself with good influences.
Well, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I think I'm smart enough to stay out of trouble.
Hmm, clearly.
You seem to have opinions about that statement.
You're having your subjects hang out with Pike, Synth, and Wolfgang. I wish you luck.
I'm not having them do anything.
Hmm. Kaza is grounded because of their influence, if that gives you any perspective.
I was wondering. I haven't seen him in a while.
Good. That means he's doing as he's told.
He's your He's your right hand, isn't he?
That he is.
Seems quite rambunctious.
Very. I found him.
You found him.
I did.
Similar to how I met mine.
Hmm. Reina?
No. God, no.
Oh, your right hand.
Yeah.
Oh. I thought you were talking about Reina, and I was very concerned.
No. No.
Uh,
What, you
I don't
thought you
think I've
thought I
met.
just picked her up by the scruff of her neck from a dumpster or
I don't
something?
know.
No.
That again is quite common in vampirism.
Quite
I'm
common in
not.
vampirism.
I'm not. I literally. Kaza was attacked by heretics, and I found the aftermath. So I just found Kaza.
Mm.
Differences in cultural things, I
I
suppose.
found have you met Volt? You've met Volt
From a distance
from a
at the
distance.
masquerade, I saw Volt. If you're talking about that 9 foot tall,
7. 7.
9 foot tall.
7 feet tall.
There is no reason that Volt should be that tall.
Volt is Volt is a condor.
And
Oh my god.
I don't know anything about birds.
A lot of our heights directly correlate to what species of bird we are.
Hmm.
For example, I am a macaw, therefore I am fairly average height. Don is a canary, so he is a little smaller. And Volt is a
Hey,
condor, so they are very tall.
all right, I'll take your word for it.
um,
It's not like I exactly hang around birds, or literal or avians, for that matter.
I met Volt. Well, I found Volt injured after a job they'd taken on and
Mm,
took them in.
Volt also a mercenary.
I'm not sure. I don't ask.
Brave, sure. We don't ask questions about our second's backstory. That makes sense. And then you're gonna bring them to the summit table when we next meet.
Volt knows better than to test my patience.
Hmm.
You should have seen the way he came crying back to me after he disappeared for 2 months after the masquerade.
Oh, did I scare him?
I don't think it was you that scared him. It was just a very very overwhelming. It was a lot of people all at
I
once.
mean, girl, yeah, and the extras,
The extras?
the extras. Did you not notice them?
Oh, you mean the hunters?
That I do. Extras. Not
I
invited and showed up anyways.
hmm, I couldn't tell. At least not right
I
away,
could.
but they seemed pretty skittish as soon as your name was said.
Well, I have that effect, I guess.
Mm. You don't seem so scary to me.
Not so scary. That's probably the first time I've heard that one in my 520 something years.
The sun's coming up. Um, no, you just look like a guy to me. A vampire guy,
Just the
but a
guy.
guy, yeah.
That's the guy.
Granted, I know that you are a guy with a lot of power, and you are a
Hmm.
guy with a lot of years and infinitely more knowledge over me, but you're not like afraid.
Well, that's good, I suppose, seeing as we are technically co-workers.
Technically.
Well, you are on the summit, as am I.
Mm,
No, my position will probably not be changed for a very long while.
mm. Good morning. I heard it die.
Hmm, show off.
I'm just saying hello.
To the sun.
Yeah, we follow the sun.
I'm aware. Many belief systems follow the sun.
Yeah, but us in particular.
Hmm. Why do you keep walking around me?
Hmm?
Why do you keep walking around me?
Can I not observe?
Why are you observing me?
Because you're interesting to me?
If you wanted a specimen, you should have gone to talk to the hunters. They probably have some heretics kidnapped somewhere.
It's not heretics I'm after.
Why do you wish to study me?
Again, you're interesting.
You are awfully strange.
You hold a lot of knowledge that I would like to know.
Then ask your questions.
What was it like
What was what like? It's very unspecific.
being the general?
Being the general. Mm. I I don't know if I have the correct words to explain that.
Oh,
It it just was. It There wasn't much thought that went on. That was just how it was.
hmm.
And not the answer you were looking for.
No, just not the one that I expected.
What were you expecting? Blood, warshed, war, death?
Well, that's what they write about in the history books.
Well, that's what I did. That's what I caused. But
Did you want
that
to?
was. It just was. I don't have much more of an answer to that one. That was just the way things were.
So you didn't particularly want to then?
It was just how it was. There wasn't there wasn't much of anything. I mean, lived under the king for a century, and then I was the general for like two,
Mm.
and now I am here.
Do you remember before?
Are you asking before I was the general or when I was human?
Both, I guess.
I do, but it's not that interesting.
It's interesting to me.
What difference does it make who I was when I was a human?
I suppose it doesn't, but
I was a groundskeeper.
a groundskeeper for what, like a monastery?
Mm-hmm.
So how did I'm
The
sorry. Is that an
monastery,
insensitive question?
how'd they get in?
Yeah.
The uh the monastery itself is sacred ground. The grounds were not.
Oh.
And also someone let them in. And then the heretics burned the entire building down and got everyone anyways.
Oh.
As far as I know, I am the only one still living from that.
Well,
Hmm, wasn't that interesting?
I mean, yeah. Listen, I think you misunderstand exactly how much I love receiving information.
So what, you want information that history books don't have about me?
Yes, exactly. I want to.
The monastery was boring. It was nothing special. It was just a little monastery in the countryside, and it thought it was safe, and then some idiot decided to open the grounds to the heretics, and they promptly burned the entire building because the idiot thought that no one inside would be affected.
Mm, yeah. The history books, they all write about you as some sort of great historical figure that did oh so much, or they write about the war plagued general who shed blood without even a second glance. They don't talk about the
I mean,
person. I want to know you as a
what's
person.
that? There isn't much to me as a person. I hate to break it to you.
There could
Are
be.
you asking about my history because you assume I miss it?
Not necessarily.
Hmm.
It comes from a place of genuine curiosity.
Like a bug under a microscope.
Like a bug under a microscope?
Am I wrong?
No. Yes, yes, you're wrong. What? Uh, I'm sorry. It's
You did
less.
just agree with me.
No, that's not. It was a slip of the tongue. I. No, I don't want to study you like a bug under a microscope.
You just slipped, Percy.
Uh huh. Believe it or not, I'm not always the composed prefect that I'm built to be.
I see that. Well, then you and I aren't that different. We're built to be a prefect. Then I was built to be the general.
Mm. I think that's part of the root why I want to know. Because
I.
I didn't want any of this, you know?
Mm-hmm. And yet you do it.
I do it so other people don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
And so hopefully I can fix it because it's broken.
You're gonna change centuries of avian history all by your lonesome.
I'll sure as fuck try.
I had to murder a king to do that, and a queen before him. I screwed it both ways.
I'm prepared to do what's necessary.
Dangerous.
Worth it.
Dangerous.
Worth it if it pays off.
Very rarely pays off. Least of all in one lifetime. One of your lifetimes, anyway. Again, it took me 5 centuries.
Yeah, well, none of us live quite as long as you do. So
Probably a good thing.
I imagine it won't take me that long.
Hmm. You're hoping they'll get old and die.
No,
Hmm.
I'm hoping they're careless enough to underestimate me, which currently, as it stands, they have been. But I am not dumb enough to underestimate them.
Careful. It's often that the leaders will make you think they're not paying attention up until you choose to act.
Mm. So I've become aware.
Hmm.
You did say you're keeping tabs on me after all.
I'm keeping tabs on everyone. That
Exactly.
is what, now you're flying away.
No, just about. Hello, little bat.
Little bat.
Little bat, that's what you are. Am I incorrect?
Feel as though that is vaguely insulting.
Hmm. I apologize. Seems like I've been asking quite a few questions. Do you have any for me?
Well, you've answered quite a lot. You've answered that whether you said it or not, you are familiar with the effects of vampire venom on a personal level,
Mm-hmm.
and that you're immune to it,
Mm-hmm.
and that the prefect teaching has other secret ingredients.
Ingredients.
What, do you want me to humanize that?
Humanize what?
The process of making a prefect.
I suppose not.
Hmm. I also learned that you are potentially starting a civil war amongst your own people, which is intriguing, but frankly not my problem.
That I'm not going to start that.
Oh, was that not what you just said you were going to do?
If there are no other options. But as it stands, there currently are other options. So I will explore
Hmm.
those.
Other options like bowing your head and doing as they say.
For now.
Hmm. Either way, careful with the consequences. You might just end up on a hunter's list.
Me?
Yes, you. You are not immune to the hunter's eyes. Not all hunters just hunt vampires. Or did you not know that?
And what would they do to me?
Take your wings and use them as a trophy, much like they take our fangs. And probably kill you as many times as it took.
Well, They can try.
That they can.
I've got a
But
good
you
couple
are
of people
far.
that might take up an issue with that.
It's not about the people around you. Has nothing to do with them. Everything to do with your own self.
Hmm. Well, if I end up on some sort of list for doing the right thing, then
Hey, they tried to have my head for killing Kyron, so amongst other things, but that was the important one. What are you staring at the constellations?
I'm very familiar with them.
They don't change, so
Yeah. My my sister used to trace them into my freckles. So we became very familiar with them.
hmm.
I don't think that you and
Do
I
you
are
have
so
any?
I don't think
Go on.
I don't think that you and I are so different, you know.
I would not make assumptions when you do not know me.
Mm. Maybe not in character, but en route we are not so different.
We are worlds different.
That's your belief.
You spent how many years prefect training?
My life is how short compared to yours?
Answer the question.
A year.
And how long do avians live for?
That depends. The longest
On
we've,
average.
on average, between 100 to 150 years.
Mm. I spent your entire lifetime training to be the general.
And once again, how long do you live compared to us?
Again, I should have been dead twice by now.
I'm not going to compare dick sizes with you on how long we spent enduring the torture and abuse that we did. But from the ground up, you and I were both built for what we are now. That is my
Mm,
point.
no. I was built to cause war and chaos and plague and death. And I did. And then I was meant to die, and I didn't. So, no, I was not built to be the prince. That was my own doing. Their ritual has run out.
Ugly things, aren't they?
That's why they're trapped. There used to be a castle here.
Huh? Here?
An underwater one.
What, like the mermaid ones?
Less refined, I'd say.
You mean to tell me that there was a castle here?
An underwater one. That's why the vampires had to build it.
Hmm. What, can you breathe
Well,
underwater?
most of it, anyways. Well, we don't drown, we're dead. Did you want me to put that more gently? We're dead. Not much can hurt us, so
Mm.
no, we cannot drown.
When did you start pulling your hair back like that again?
Uh, Not long ago. Something that Kaza said, or suggested, I should say.
Mm. You're going to get very hurt if you can.
You know, the older we get, the faster the sun hurts.
Mm.
All it takes is like 2 seconds out here. Kind of depressing.
Well, do you miss feeling it?
I don't know. I don't exactly have a positive relationship with sunlight.
Mm. Well, I'd imagine not. You're a vampire. Like that's.
That is not at all what I meant. But yes,
Oh, you're training.
do you know when they built this path, they built it almost perfectly on the edge.
Hmm.
You almost walk in a perfect ring, still within the shade. Except for this part.
Maybe I would like to study you under a microscope. You're a very interesting creature.
Why? Why? So you're commenting on how I do my hair and then also threatening to put me under a microscope.
I'm not threatening to do anything.
You agreed with my assumption earlier.
That was. Oh my god.
A slip.
I'm turning my back on you. I'm turning my back on you. You're mean to me.
That is a dangerous thing to do.
You're mean to me.
Mean to you.
You're mean to me.
Aren't you supposed to be the prefect?
Mm-hmm. Aren't you supposed to be the oh so scary prince of the vampires?
That I am.
And yet I'm not a.
Technically, I never said the prince was scary.
Well, everyone else seems to think you are.
Well,
And yet here I am.
that's a for now situation.
It's a for now
Here you
situation.
are. Yep. Is that all you called me here for? To interrogate me and study me?
Please don't misconstrue my actions for being just that.
Well, you are awfully inquisitive.
It's in my nature to be.
What, being a bird?
Being a history nerd.
Ah, yes, so I must just be the most interesting project to you.
You in Paris.
Uh,
So, she's much less indulging of answers.
yeah, well, she's always been like that.
Mm.
Kind of her, thing.
But yes, I suppose we're done.
Oh, thank goodness. You wasted 2 of my nights, and I am
Wasted.
supposed to be asleep.
Wasted.
Do you mind?
Not at all.
I am supposed to be keeping track of Kaz's project.
Kaz's
So,
project.
yes.
Hmm.
He was assigned to mine Deep Slate to encase the entirety of the vampire forest to keep him entertained
Mm.
while he's grounded.
Well. I, wish you luck on that.
I will need it.
With how unruly he is.
Exactly.
Thank you for taking the time to come out here and speak with me.
Hmm.
And entertaining my questions.
Next time just send a communication instead of showing up to my house uninvited.
You
That's
know,
rather rude.
rude. It's not like
Don't
I.
you know you're supposed to be invited in?
Ha ha. Very funny. That's very funny. I didn't go inside your house.
Mm-hmm.
Besides, it's not like Kaza hasn't invited me to that area before.
Not to my house.
Hmm. Again, I didn't go inside. I just left a note. Didn't exactly feel right after, your whole identity was revealed to just send you a
Hmm.
text like, hey, Achilles, come meet me here.
I would have responded. Like I said, that's been one of my names for a very long time.
Hmm. Well, I think I prefer calling you Asher anyway.
Hmm. Suppose I'm more interesting this way.
More interesting. Entertaining, maybe.
Same thing. Different word.
Do you think we're going to be using the summit room anytime soon?
That is That is a very bold question. Why would we need this summit room?
Like you said, tensions are high.
Hmm. I mean,
I can feel the wind stirring.
awfully similar. Awfully similar.
To what?
Things I have to compare it to.
Not sure I follow.
High tensions, unstable leadership in one nation or another. Rising threats and eyes on everyone. It's a similar pattern, I would say. But then again, as far as I know, there's not a secret weapon of mass destruction like there was last time.
Mm.
So we should be fine. After all, the hunters are only human.
Only human. Right? Well, thank you for your time.
You know where to find me.
I'll uh I'll text you next time.
Thank God.
Goodbye, Asher.
Bye, Percy.
Okay. Well. I don't know. I don't. Hmm. Hmm. Well, I got the blood off my hands. So that's a plus. Starting to think I need to start leaving these in my basement. But I think that was a productive conversation. I learned a lot. Yeah. Yeah. Good night. Hi, gamers! You're looking, you're staring at me. You're staring at me, you're observing me. Hi. Hello. What's up, chat? What did you think? We've been planning to have our characters meet and talk again for literal months. We've been trying to get this to happen and figure out what the fuck they're gonna say to each other. And I think that went really well. You guys are watching very closely. Good, good. That's the point. Good. Good, good, good. Alright, I'm going to find somebody to raid. Went better than I was expecting. What, were you expecting bloodshed? Come on now. Come on. Should know better than that. Why? Please tell me, why do we worry? Why? Alright, oh, you know what? We're gonna raid Rin. Because Rin's having Splatter Day. It's Splatter Day, which means they are playing Splatoon, and it's so very fun. So I'm going to do my silly little raid message. And you guys go say hi to Rin for me. We love them. We love them. Rin good. Go ahead and copy and paste that. And I will see you guys on Monday for what do we want to do on Monday? I don't know, probably drawing or some shit. But I will see you guys later. Take care. Goodbye. Why do we worry?